Good day, everyone. Welcome to Conversations with MM. This is Marivir for another episode of another exciting conversation with a global citizen. With me today, I am honored to have my SPED teacher, who was from Cebu and now she's in New Orleans. Also a teacher, a teacher leader too. And for the information of everyone, yes, I have a SPED certificate, and which I did not use because I have always been just a journalist for people. So now I'd like to welcome, and I'm so honored to have Miss Luzellene Perez. She is the coordinator of School 504 and at the Jefferson Parish Public School System. Madam, welcome to my little podcast here in New York. Kumusta ka? And thank you for joining me.
Thank you for inviting me. We should have done this last week. Okay, what man tay time? So morning is
Correct.
like this.
Yes. And so you just got out from your class today, right? It's a Tuesday.
Yes. We end the day at around 3:40, but I stay to do some work for the next day, so that when I come in the morning, it will all be ready and I don't have to stress about anything. So, and then I go to the library to do more, some researches for certain things that are new in the curriculum. That it's already available for me when I need it.
Oh, so preparations are being done right now.
Yes, I just finished because I do not stay there the whole time. You have to, in order to survive this
Yeah,
profession, you have to set limits, like time limits. It has to be very specific on how much time you want to spend on such such activities, so that you will not be burned out. That's the most important thing there.
I see. So, Madam, tell us about your journey as a teacher. Kasi you were a teacher in Cebu, and I was under you. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Perez is very, bugoy nga teacher, very nice to deal with. And so it's so fun having her as a teacher. So now how did you become a teacher in the US and specifically there in Louisiana, New Orleans?
It was it was never part of the dream. I did
Oh,
want to
yeah?
migrate to the US, but it was not to become a teacher, just to come over here and find something like a green pasture. But
Mm.
it happened that some of my students, because in the Philippines, in Cebu City, I was teaching in a state university. At that time, it was still a college. But
Yeah.
we were having this program, this special education program for those who already have their bachelor's degree, and so they wanted to pursue further studies and become special education teachers. And that was the time Kalisi Marivir was my student, and she was one of the most dynamic ones, and she actually introduced me to the media. She pulled me
Oh,
into her world of television.
yeah.
But
Thank you,
anyway,
ma'am, for always being so supportive.
of course, anak man jud na, no, we have to be supportive with each other. Otherwise,
Mhm.
dili kita mo survive. We cannot survive without, supporting each other. But anyway, I started
Yeah.
off as a high school teacher, and
Mm.
then I progressed to, I had my master's, and so I started teaching also college at the same time while teaching high school, and then I landed a job at the Cebu Technological University, which was Cebu State College of Science and Technology at that time. But
Yes.
I was doing college. I was a workaholic kind of, because, when you have three children that you send to school, you have to be a
Yeah.
workaholic. There's no other option. But
Yeah.
anyway, Calissima Rivera was one of the students that I had. I cannot remember all of them. Some of them I can
Mm.
clearly remember for one or two reasons, but Marivir was
Mm.
one of them. And then there was a group of students, graduate school, like the one that you took, Marivir, who was
Mm.
pulling me. Let's go to waterfront. There's an interview. I said, nah, you go ahead. No, no, ma'am, we're gonna go. We're gonna go. So I just,
Oh.
went along just to, satisfy the invitation, but I did not really plan to go on with the
Mm.
interview. And then while we were waiting, I actually got the last number to be interviewed. It was very funny. Well, first, it was not the last number, but he was this
Mhm.
nervous, very young guy who was very nervous. And he said, ma'am, I'm so nervous. And I told him something in Bisaya, which I cannot say online, but it was
Okay.
something like, telling them that, they're also human beings. Don't be scared because you know a lot of things that they might not know. So
Yeah.
because he was about to go back, I think he was gonna go back to Mindanao or something like that. So
Mhm.
what I did was my number. I gave it to him. I said, "Here, take my number. I'm gonna take yours." And he was very grateful.
Mm.
And then the secretary of CSST at that time sent me a text message, "Ma'am, the uh, was this oral defense of the thesis of the students whom I was the thesis advisor. It's gonna be." I said, "Oh my God, I forgot that." So I went back to school, and then I
Uh-huh.
went back to Waterfront, not anymore expecting to be interviewed, but
Mm.
like I said, I was the last one.
Yeah.
And when the interviewing panel, there were, I think, four of them or five of them. I cannot even remember the exact number, but all these were, let's see, there were three principals, I think, in the head of recruit, who is now the head of human resource in my school district, was there,
Mhm.
and I was the last one. So she said, "You know what? The four of us or the five of us are gonna we will be interviewing you, and you're gonna do this." I said, "Okay." And it was just like I was just handling my regular class, like the class that you had, Marivir.
Uh-huh.
And then they said, "Can you teach us can you give us a lesson?" I said, "Okay." So let me see. You'll be this. You'll be that. So I gave them different disabilities, and you have to act out the role that I gave you. It was so much fun. And they
Well.
said, "Oh, you gotta come to the United States," and they signed
Oh.
papers. So
Oh my
then
God.
I got in the email. I got the invitation to come teach in the U.S., and that was the start of it.
Oh my
So I
gosh.
came
Well,
here.
definitely they saw you're the gem. You're a
It
gem.
was
You're the best. You're the saving the best for last. That's you.
I don't know if that was it. It was just that I was really just so hyperactive already. At the end of the day, I said, let me just make do of what I can, and show them that we are producing a lot of good students here and a lot of
Yeah.
professionals here. So that's what happened. I came to the U.S., but it was a
What year
long.
was this, ma'am?
That was in 2008.
208.
I
Okay.
Yes. I think you left in 2006, or was it 2007 that you left the
I came
Philippines?
here in 2007. And then you
Yeah, so that was
realized you were just also here the year or after or a
yes.
few years, I
That 1 year
realized.
after. Yeah, 1 year after.
Amazing. So,
Yeah.
so
So
now then you are immersed into the US system, education system. Was it hard adjusting? What was the most difficult part in adjusting?
um the way we speak English, we use the
Oh,
standard American, we have the our accent is most of the time they
yeah.
mistake us for, "Oh, you come from the west, you come from the east." It's never from the south, because
Uh,
my accent was not from the south. They have a different accent here, and there's a twang or a drawl in certain words. Like, you don't say New Orleans, you say New Orleans.
New Orleans,
So
yeah.
yes, New Orleans. So it is a different. So it was difficult. And one parent said, "I don't understand a word you're saying." I said, "Well, I'm speaking in standard American English. What exactly
Mm.
do you how do you want me?" Well, you could
Um,
probably just, make adjustments. That was a difficult part. It was not really that difficult, but it was a wake up call that, we all thought that we are really fluent English speakers, but
Uh-huh.
after all, different states have different accents.
Yes. Did you adapt to the New Orleans accent?
A
Or
little
did
bit.
uh-huh.
I had to,
You
because
had
I
to,
had
right?
to be understood. I had to be understood. I have to converse with the parents.
I
And
see.
some parents cannot, cannot get what I'm saying because they're like, oh, I don't understand what she's saying.
Uh-huh. So my question too are about the children. Like I don't know if it's even a question, like is it hard to deal with American youth and compared to Filipino youth? Maybe it's not even a question.
Actually, Kuan Shabir, I would take it like this, because my first 4 years here in the US, I was teaching in the regular school. But
Yeah.
even if I was in the regular school, I was teaching already special education students. And
Yeah.
sometimes my principal would drag a student who was acting up, who is regular ed, would start dragging that student to my class, and the student would hold the door jam and say, no, 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 not in your room. I don't like her, because I was very
Oh.
strict. I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. So if I tell you you have to finish this and you are going to have a tantrum, I'm fine. You can throw your tantrum, but after
Uh-huh.
that tantrum, I would ask you, are you done? Now do your work. So it is not
Uh-huh.
even, I don't negotiate. It is,
Yeah.
you have to do this. And if you don't like to do it right now, I'm fine. I'm going to give you extended time. You can cry, you can go to sleep. It's not, I'm not going to fight that, because it will be an effort in futility if you're going to fight the
Yeah.
kids. Now, after
Right.
my first school was consolidated, I didn't like the consolidation, so I applied for another school. The
I see.
first principal who, well, it was assistant principal who actually interviewed me. He was
Mm-hmm.
very nice. I liked the vibes. And I just said, okay, I'm going to work with you. And he said, okay, I want you to work in our school,
Uh-huh.
without realizing that I was going to work in an alternative school.
What is
That
an
was
alternative school?
okay. So in Jefferson Parish Public School System, we have two alternative schools.
Uh-huh.
One is my school, where students from third grade all the way to eighth grade, who are
Mm-hmm.
going to be expelled from their district schools, will be sent to
Oh,
our school for different reasons, like
wow.
um, some behavior issues, some of them like different kind of issues, but
Yeah.
that could not be accepted anymore in the district school, so they're being sent to us on different
Wow.
contracts. They
So
could
they're
stay with us for
difficult
50.
students.
I would say that they are,
Uh-huh.
but if you come to know them, you would actually know that, these are really children who are just seeking for attention. So
Uh-huh.
it is dependent on how you address that situation, because
Mm.
when you ask me the question, do you find they're more difficult than the students in the Philippines? At this point in the lives of these children all over the world, it's almost the
Yeah.
same. The
Uh-huh.
only thing that probably hinders or is a deterrent for our children in the Philippines is that they're still scared of
Mm.
their parents. Here,
Right.
most of the children raise themselves. They might have parents, they might come from a single parent family, they might come from a family where is the grandparents are raising them, or they might be foster care, they might be in a group home. So it's really
Mm-hmm.
dependent on where they come from. But I see
Right.
all of them are students who are actually giving out a silent cry for help. So that
Mm-hmm.
is my perspective. When
How
you
nice.
take that as your,
Mm-hmm.
as if you focus on that, not on the
Mm-hmm.
behavior itself, but on why, the why.
Mm-hmm.
Why are they acting this way? Why did they commit this kind of crime? Because some of them are petty criminals. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they're
Wow.
we could call them as baby criminals, because they've been through a lot that involve, the police, involved incarceration, in
Mm.
court hearings and court cases. But if you
My God.
know them, when they start to talk to you, then
Mm-hmm.
you will realize this is actually their behaviors is actually a silent cry for help. Now, not a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
can understand that, and not a lot of people can accept that,
Yeah.
which is normal for anybody. Because every time I would say, um, this is I'm gonna go to another road for a minute. I was,
Okay.
I was pulled over by a police officer. He said I did not stop at the stop sign. It was a four-way stop, and I know I stopped, but I did not argue. So I just said,
Uh-huh.
okay, can I just call my principal for a minute? He was like, you're a teacher? I said, yeah. So I showed him my school ID.
Uh-huh.
And he said, oh my God, God bless your soul. Oh my God, I'll pray for you. I said, why? He goes like, you're working in the school that I go to when I need to handcuff somebody to bring them to jail. I said, oh my goodness. So that is how bad the situation is of the kids. And
Oh, so even the police knows the
how,
reputation.
oh yes, like I said, there's another school that caters to 9 to 12, and that's
Mm-hmm.
the other alternative school. So the big kids, we got big kids, but they got the bigger kids.
Oh
Yes, that's the
my
life of
God.
my that's
Aren't you,
my
weren't
life
you
as a
scared
teacher.
initially? Weren't you afraid of your safety being in that
Of
school, ma'am?
course,
Yeah.
of course. I always position my desk where I can get out of the classroom quickly,
Mm.
and that the other students, if there's somebody who's going to, act up really bad and
Yeah.
becomes violent, then we always have an escape route. However, you
Yeah.
don't show your fear. I am
Mm.
scared for my life every single day, but you
Oh
don't
my
show
God.
it, because the
Uh-huh.
moment you show it, they will
Yeah.
scare you. And they know, okay,
Right.
this teacher is easy to scare. No, you don't show it. You have to wear, if you're a teacher, you have to be a good actress. And the toughness
Correct.
that they see is
Uh-huh.
because they see, oh, they call me, oh, that chung 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 there is so short, but don't mess with her
Oh,
because
they
she's,
stereotype you.
yes, because I'm Asian. Well, not
Yeah.
anymore now. At the beginning, like the first 2 years of my teaching in the alternative school, they was like, oh, there goes chung 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 again. And I
Oh
just
my
laugh it
God.
off. I do not challenge that, because when you pick that up and
Yeah.
challenge them, then you're picking a fight with a child who does not know better. You're the
Yeah.
adult. You have to handle it, professionally.
Yeah.
Much as oh my God, if that was in the Philippines, you'd say, oh, what did you say? Unsa unsa unsa. That's easy because you speak the same language. But here, I'm just like, okay, whatever, and then I
Yeah.
turn my back, and that really aggravates them. And then sometimes another student who was my student before would say,
Yeah.
oh no, not with Miss Perez, just don't mess with her, because they know, like I said, I'm gonna say what I mean, and I mean what I say. If I say that you don't get time to have free time, that you can't have
Mm-hmm.
it at all. So it doesn't matter. And there's always snacks in my classroom. I don't give out snacks and that's personal snacks. I don't give them anything if they don't finish what they're supposed to finish. There's no reward, because why would you
Amazing.
reward somebody? Yeah. So it's all about
But
control.
yeah. And is this like, do you attribute it to being Filipino, or were you given training to handle cases like this, students like this? Or is it a
Oh,
combination of everything? Or it's just you being thrust into the condition and finding
I
out how to deal with it?
I think it is because the first principal that I worked with was very supportive. And I already
Ah,
have a strong personality. You know that. I have a very strong
yes,
personality.
I
Even with
know.
my college students in the Philippines, when they hear
Mhm.
the clicking of my heels, they already know, oh, she's coming, she's coming. They go rush to the classroom because they know I don't like it when somebody comes in late. So I already got the control, and I have a very
Mhm.
poker face. Even if
Mhm.
there are so many times I want to laugh at all the foolishness that they do, but I'm
Yeah.
not gonna laugh. It's hard not to laugh. It is hard not to react, but I
Yeah.
have to have that poker face to take
Yeah.
control of the class, because once you lose control, that's the end of it. And they will continue to do the same thing over and over again, because they know which buttons
They
to
will
pull.
test you, right?
Yes, they will test you, and if you buy into it, that's the end of it. You will never gain control.
Right,
So
right.
it's
So we're who
always
are the more difficult to deal with? The teenagers who are girls, the women, the female or the male teenagers? Or are you all
it's
handling
more.
boys?
Let me see. I think they're equal. I
Oh.
think it's equal. Now I have girls who want to fight all the time, but like I said, you set the tone. You give them the
Uh-huh.
expectations. When they come in the classroom, that's what I would always say. Okay, I don't care what you did in your other school. I don't care why they sent you over here. This is a fresh
Mhm.
start. And because this is a fresh start, you're going to prove to me that you can do good things. You know, set the tone, set your
Yeah,
expectations. This is what we
amazing.
need to do, and I expect you to do this. Because if you don't do that, then okay. And then you don't have, like, you have to make sure that when they enter your classroom, you are ready for anything.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot have any time where you don't know what you're going to do as a teacher. It has to
Mm-hmm.
be well planned. Everything should be
Yes.
planned. Whatever papers they need to work on, whatever experiments, if you need to do experiments, whatever videos you have to show, whatever, everything that needs to be done for that class time, it should
Mm-hmm.
already be prepared beforehand. Otherwise, you'll be groping, and then you will lose the kids. So
Right.
going
How
back to
many
which is more
students do you have
difficult,
in one class?
um, at the beginning of the school year, we don't have a lot. Meaning
Mm.
that I'm supposed to have, let me see, six, seven already, um, but we don't have them yet. Like,
Mm-hmm.
some of them don't come to school. That's how bad the attendance is. So they don't come
Uh-huh.
to school, and there are very many reasons for that. Either they don't have the bus yet, they don't have the capability to catch the bus, the parents
Oh.
does not have transportation, or whatever. But the maximum that we're supposed to have is 16, but no, 15
Mm-hmm.
as an alternative school. But last year I had as many as 20. But that group of 20 was fine. Was it a
Uh-huh.
perfect class? No. It was never, there is no such thing as a perfect class. But
I see.
as always, you have to make sure that you have every activity ready so that you will not lose the class.
I see.
Maldita kay kuno.
Ma'am. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. But your work is very stressful. It's an everyday struggle with so many personalities, and it's you have to be in charge, you have to be in control, and you went into a health crisis. Now, and I'm glad that you surmounted that. Tell us how you managed it, considering you're practically all by yourself, your family is not around. So how did you do that? How did you still win the fight?
Before we go to my medical condition, what
Yeah.
you said about stress, being stressed out, like,
Yeah.
if you start to take things like, if they curse you out and you take it
Mm.
personally, they don't really mean you. It's
Oh,
the first time I heard the F word and the B word, I was
yeah.
shocked
Yeah.
because we don't do that, right? That was in my first year of teaching. I was shocked. And then I got used
Mm-hmm.
to it. It's not that I allow it. They're not
Mm-hmm.
allowed to do that in my classroom. But you don't take it personally. So they might be cursing out, but it's not towards you. It might be because they didn't have breakfast at home, they didn't get to sleep last night, or their parent got arrested in the middle of the night. Those are
Mm-hmm.
stressors for these children. If you allow yourself to be stressed together with them, then you lose it. So
Uh-huh.
how do I deal with my stress?
That's
I
a lot of tip,
exercise.
huh, for you, from you.
That that is something that teachers who plan, Filipinos who want to come to the United States or anywhere in the world, whether they're
Yeah.
going to be teachers, they're going to be nurses, or whatever kind of work they're going to delve into, they have to
Mm.
understand that you do not take everything personally. because a lot of
Okay.
words can be said, or somebody shouts at you, or somebody unfortunately brushes with you physically, but it
Mm.
doesn't mean to say that it is all about you. Because when you start
Mhm.
thinking that it's all about you, and then you get into difficult fights,
Yes.
unnecessary altercations, unnecessary arguments, you don't have to do
Mm.
that. That is a stressful situation. You don't want
Mhm.
to you don't want to be in that kind of situation, because it's not worth it. I didn't come here to argue with people. I came here to be able to help my family, to be able to send my children to school, to enjoy life.
Mhm.
So then when I got sick, this is I find this funny, because after COVID, that was in
Yeah.
2021, right after COVID, the first race that I joined, because I like to join races. I'm not fast, but I like to join races together with my children.
Mm.
They
Mm.
are these are also students from special ed in the Philippines. We became very close, and their children are now my grandchildren, kind of. But that's the first race that we joined. It
Mm.
was a 10K run, 10K
Wow.
run in the hills. So it was a trail run. So it go up and down, up and down. It was trails. I was surprised that I got tired right away. So I was not thinking that I was sick. I didn't know I was sick. I didn't know I had cancer. That was in July. So when the race was done, I had my mammogram, and then
Mhm.
I found right away before I met with the doctor, I already saw in the portal. You know that we have access to the portal, the medical portal. So I saw the portal.
Yeah.
I saw there something like carcino something. I said, "Oh my God, I do have cancer."
Mm.
And so I saw an oncologist, and we went through the whole thing. The first
Did
thing,
you
and that's what I'm
did
saying.
you panic? Were you scared?
No, I was very calm. I took a sticky note. I started writing names and putting names on my things.
Mm.
That was how
Mm.
calm I was. I
Mm.
started to look at finances, what to do, and this and that. But
Wow.
when I went to the oncologist, this is the funny part. I said, okay, lay it out to me straight. How much time do I have? So I need to look.
Mhm.
And the oncologist said, Miss Perez, this is curable.
Mm.
I said, oh, okay. So what are we gonna do? So he gave
Uh-huh.
me two pathways. So this is the pathway one, this pathway two. I said, which one do you recommend? No, I can't recommend. You have to be the one to choose. So I said, if we do this, what's gonna happen? And he told me what's gonna happen. If we do this, what's gonna happen? This was gonna happen. I said, well, I think we do this first. And he said, actually, that was what I was going to recommend to you, but I wanted you to do the analysis. And I said, well, I think I did the analysis quite right, because I chose the pathway that was really good. So
Mhm.
the chemo, I opted for chemo, surgery, what was that? Radiation, and then immunotherapy. So
Wow.
this is the four big things. So the chemo was very aggressive. The first thing I asked was, am I going to lose my hair? Because Marivir, how vain I am with my hair. I'm very vain with my hair. I love my hair.
Uh-huh.
I always make sure that it's well kept.
I can see
Um,
that's your crowning glory.
it has to be it has to be combed well. But anyway, the oncologist said, yes, you're gonna lose part of your hair. I said, no. So the first chemo, but take note, I drove myself to chemo, and I drove
Wow.
myself back home after chemo, because I didn't want people to take off their jobs just to. But I had a lot of friends who were willing to, be with me during
Yeah.
that time, to drive me to and from the hospital. But I said no. Well, sometimes I think there were two times that they really came to offer, and so I just gave them
Mhm.
the benefit of being thankful for the offer, and just went on with it. But after the first chemo, Marivir, when I think it was the third day after,
Mhm.
because I still take showers, I wash my hair, then I saw my hair coming off.
Yeah.
And then the realization, I said, this is real. So I went to my
Mm.
hairdresser and I said, okay, Vina, she's Vietnamese. I said, shave my head. No, no, no,
Mm.
no, your hair is so nice. So I said, no, 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 you have to. So I had to tell her the truth. I have
Oh,
cancer. I'm undergoing chemo. I have to shave my hair because my perspective was this. If I see my hair falling every day,
yeah,
then I'll be stressed out. I'd rather
yeah.
see my bald head than to be stressed out over hair. Hair is just hair. So she shaved it. She
Wow.
cried while
Okay.
shaving it. I didn't cry
Mm.
because I said, I think I sent you some pictures of me bald.
Yeah, I have it. Yes, you
Arctic
look
eye.
gorgeous.
I have, well, I had to. And that's another part. Um, it doesn't matter whether you are sick or not, whether you're healthy or not. You have to dress up. You
Mm-hmm.
have to look your best every single day.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter if you're just not ambot lang na, but I think I'm just used to it that I have to look my best because when you look at yourself in the mirror and you look good, then you feel good. But if you look
Yes,
shabby, then it totally changes your
it
was the
weakens you
demeanor
as
for the
well.
day.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. So I was, according to my oncology nurse, there were two of them, Jessica and Crystal. Oh,
Uh-huh.
Miss Lou, they call me Lou. Oh, Miss
Uh-huh.
Lou, you're the most well dressed chemo patient because I would go there very
Fashionable.
sexy, very fashionable with all the trimmings, and I brought my own blanket and all that. It was all beautiful. But I had
Uh-huh.
to do that to encourage myself. If my oncologist said that this is curable, then it is curable. So I did
Yes.
that. I did the first 6 rounds of chemo was very aggressive, and then I rested for a month, and then we did and then they didn't see anymore any cancer cells. After
Wonderful, ma'am.
that,
Did the school
they tagged the
still
area where the cancer was. So I had two
uh-huh.
incisions in my armpit and by because it went to my armpit, and so they
Uh-huh.
took, even if there was no more cancer cells, they still had to take that part just in case. So I was also given the option whether I'm gonna have total mastectomy or not. I said no. If there's no more
Mm-hmm.
there, I'm just gonna take the risk because if I'm going to have double mastectomy and then have reconstructive surgery, I don't see the reason why I should do that. If they're still good, then it's good. So after that, I had surgery after a month and then rested for
Yeah.
another month. And then I had radiation. The same thing, I did radiation on my own and I started going back to work. While I was doing
Wow.
my chemo, I stopped working. We have the FMLA, so which assured me that I still had a job.
Uh-huh.
Unfortunately, at that time, the insurance that I had at that time was not very friendly.
Uh-huh.
So the good thing was I had a supplemental insurance. So I was now on my shoulders. I was dealing with medical bills.
Yeah.
Did that stress me out? A little bit, but not a lot,
Yeah.
because here in the US they don't bring you to prison just because you have medical bills. In the Philippines, you cannot get out of the hospital unless you pay your bills.
Right, right.
So there's a big difference. And the emotional support of a lot of people. I had the whole FMM community all over the world praying for me because my sister is a Franciscan missionary, was that Franciscan missionaries of something like that, FMM, you know.
Uh-huh.
Um, she's a nun, so the prayer petitions were
You
there.
have a prayer
Another
community.
one, yes, my another one is from the OFM, my classmate in college, and one of our relatives is also an OFM. He's a priest, a friar, so they also. So I had all of these prayer groups, and of course,
So
you can let
nice.
people pray for you, and you don't pray. You have to pray too.
Right.
That's very important. Yeah.
Wow.
And you
So did you become like,
trust
ma'am, were
them.
you very conscious of your diet after you went through all
Yes.
the procedures?
Before and after. Before I
Uh-huh.
learned about cancer, I was already very conscious about my diet. I I did eat,
I see.
but I always made sure that it was something balanced. After that, after cancer, I started also to be more mindful of what I eat. Sometimes I slack a little here and there. Lami man jud
Uh-huh.
ang food. So, sometimes. But every time you slack, you have to pay for it. I think
Right.
I told you that when we had brunch. Oh, I'm eating this. I'm
Yes.
gonna pay for this. I
You
have to. I have to access.
you walk.
I have to start walking. Yes, I have to walk because if I don't, then I'm gonna suffer the consequence of the food that I'm taking in.
Yeah, it's also again
It's
being
Greek, I
mindful of
know,
your
but yeah,
body, right?
yes. I mean, you were given a chance to have an extension. You have.
Wow. How do you maintain work-life balance there in New Orleans?
Um, I
Do
like to
you
go
have
out,
time for
but
fun?
during the week that I'm working, I
Mm.
stay home. And then during the weekends, I have to make sure that I do something. It doesn't need to be something big, just to go
Uh-huh.
out. And sometimes I just drive. But I have a batch of friends that I go to who would say, Mami Lou, Mami Lou, let's go to the beach. Mami Lou, let's go to the spring. Mami Lou, let's go to Florida. Mami Lou,
Mhm.
let's go to New Mexico. Come with us. We're going to here. So I travel. I actually have gone to so many states already and been
Nice.
enjoying, and then of course I visit my daughter in London, and then sometimes I go to the Philippines.
Hmm.
So everything is a matter of attitude, and I believe I share this with you, with all of my
Yes.
students in the Philippines, when I said positive mental attitude is all you need, because if you don't have that, everything is going to fall down. You cannot survive in anywhere in the world unless you have a positive mental attitude. More gina akong mantra. Positive
Right,
mental
right. Oh my
attitude, that's
God.
all you need.
It's very infectious, your attitude. It's very inspiring, ma'am.
Nihang apta, are you still here?
Yes,
Marivir?
our signal is quite bad, but the audio is still there.
Oh, okay. So,
So,
what was that
my
you were
question
asking me
for you,
again? Oh, on Saman.
yeah, regarding family, you were mothering in a long distance manner, right?
Yes,
But the kids came
I
out
was.
very, very good and successful.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you a secret about that, and I hope a lot of parents are gonna listen to this.
Yeah, tell us.
Um, you
Let
have
me
to
walk
start
towards you.
while they're very young, very young.
Hmm.
Do not start discipline. And if I mean discipline, I don't like to um use the belt to my children. I'm more or less liberal towards my children, but I have
Hmm.
to be very, very firm. So
Hmm.
it's you have these are my rules. This is why I want you to do this. Because of this, you lay everything on the ground. You
Hmm.
have to put everything on the table so that your children will understand, okay, we're not allowed to do this. So even when I was still in the Philippines, they have to tell me, Ma,
Mm.
we're going to this place. And they would say, I will be with. They will give me right away the names of the classmates or the names of the people. If they're going to stay in somebody's house, they will give me the name of the parents. They'll give me the phone
Uh-huh.
number. Everything is right there. And then when they ask for money, they don't do kickbacks. So, for example, Ma, I need this, I need that. Okay. So let's say I'm going to give such a certain amount of money. I know that it's more than what they need, but they will give
Mhm.
it to me to the they will give it back. You know why? Because they know that we are working and we are not rich. Able to send them to school, we're able to feed them, but we don't have that lack of money. So being mindful of finances is very important. You train your children to be such. That way, when
Mhm.
they grow up, I'm like, I've never experienced any of my children, mga tutag, department store to a toy store, and they'll be
Mhm.
crying and laying on the ground and throwing a tantrum. No, I don't have that. I've never experienced that, because I would tell them, okay, I don't have money for that. If you like, you gotta save for it. So my two sons would save together because they want the same toy. My daughter
Uh-huh.
is very, very frugal. When it comes to things that she would save, she would save, she would save. The boys would also save. I got two boys and one girl. And then
Mhm.
when they already have the money, they're gonna buy it. So they treasure what they bought, because that came from hard-earned money, kind of, for them, because that was their
Yeah.
allowance, and they had to deprive themselves of buying things in school because they wanted to save. And then plus, like I always say, mean what you say and say what you mean. Because if you slack, nothing
Mm.
nothing will be good. So they know that they have to be at home at specific time. They have to let us know. Um, their grade should be good. I'm not asking
Mm.
for the highest grades, but I need them to pass. And how do we call that in Filipino? Pasang awa? No, I don't like that. I want you to show me your real potential, because I always keep on telling them, you're intelligent human beings. There's no question about that. It is your
Mhm.
tapping your potential that is most important. So if you're going to, and I use also this for my students. I know you're intelligent. I can see it. The way you write and all this and all that, the way you talk, and even if
Mhm.
you're cursing up, you're cursing in a very creative way. So I know you're intelligent. So with my kids, I tell them, you're highly intelligent, but I would never believe that you're not, because I know you are. You're my
Mhm.
children, so I know you are intelligent. So keep on giving that positive vibes,
Positive.
and that will, yeah, and be supportive all the time. You don't have to say, see what I told you. No, no, no. If you
Mhm.
keep on doing that, your children will not tell you anything anymore. It has to be, okay, what happened? Is there something you want to tell me that I already know? And they will tell you the truth. So
Correct.
what are you gonna do about it? What will you do about it? They have to make the choices. So if there's a difficult
So
situation for
were
them,
you
even
in
if I will still be
communication with
abroad, they
them
will still,
every day?
Ma, this what happened. I said, okay, so then what are you gonna do about it? And
Uh-huh.
they come up with a solution, and that's very important. They have to be trained to come up with solutions. Now that they have their own lives, I'm very confident that they can live it properly. They still do need guidance, and
Yeah.
sometimes, like my youngest son would call his father and say, "Pa, how do you cook this?" And because he's
Uh,
also in England, oh
uh-huh.
yeah, do this, do that. Okay, okay. So they are being groomed to become independent and not dependent all the time. That is very important. So that's
Yeah.
what I also apply with my students. Yeah.
Amazing. Very nice. You're very inspiring indeed, madam. Do you have looking back, do you have a role model? This is my last question. Were you ever mentored by somebody to become strong? Like you're a strong person now and a very personable one, somebody we like to be with. That's the most important thing. So,
My
do you have a
my
mentor? Did you
mom.
have a role
My
model?
mom was you don't have, like, I'm not a perfect mother, but she was never a perfect mother. She had her ways, but I
Oh,
saw the strength in her, even
awesome.
through all the difficulties of life. There were five of us, and
Mm-hmm.
they made sure, and she made sure that all of us went to good schools. And she was a very good provider, and she never let go. She has her moments, but that's one thing that I did not follow. Her moments
Mm.
of, yeah, okay, I'm done with you. I
Uh-huh.
couldn't do that. That's one. I had to tune. I had to do fine tuning. My
Uh-huh.
mom was the one, but I had to do fine tuning so that it will be. I could get rid of what I didn't like
Mm-hmm.
and enhance it so that it will be a better version of her. And I'm pretty sure that if she's listening to me and looking at me right now, I'm pretty sure she's very proud, because it was through her mentoring and through her pushing me to get a good education, despite my being very imperfect. I'm a very imperfect person. But she
Mm.
saw in me my potential, and she kept on pushing, kept on pushing. If I enrolled ko niya, I didn't want to take my master's. I didn't want to take doctorate degree, but she just would say, okay, you're already enrolled, you have to do it. So I had to finish it. So she was the one that was a really good person that I would really say. And there were other persons who were also, were able to influence me in what I am now. But it was my
Mhm.
mother who was the primary one. Yeah, I was very
You're
close to
so
her.
blessed. Wow.
Because I
Ma'am,
always
thank
said
you very
we
much
fight.
for the
Oh,
time.
don't take me wrong. We fight.
Oh, go ahead.
Our signal is really, really kuan, no? But anyway, Veer, I really
Great.
appreciate your kuan, this time with you. I'm loving
Thank
it.
you so much for your time with me.
Always, always. See you again when I get
Next
to New York
time,
again
when you come to
sometime.
New York, let me know so
Yes.
we have a longer time to be together, walking, chatting, laughing.
Oh yes, of course. Yes, of course, of
And
course. Next time, okay. This was all planned. This was all scheduled already, so we couldn't, deviate from the schedule. But they were still
yes,
around. But
yes, I
next time,
understand that
I'm gonna
when we're
make sure
with
that we're gonna
family.
have, this day or two. Veer, thank you so much. I really appreciate this, and I hope that
Thank you, madam, and all the best
this
sa
can
mga
help a lot
bata sa
of.
school, sa imong work and everything, and your good health and your safety. I'm praying for it. Thank you for sharing your life with
Thank
us.
you.
Bye
Oh
for
yes,
now.
all the time with you. Okay. God bless
Thank you,
you.
madam. Everyone, thanks for watching.
You're
I hope
welcome.
you enjoyed my conversation with my wonderful teacher, Miss Luzellene Perez in New Orleans. So, ladies and gentlemen, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Bye for now. Bye, ma'am. Thank you.
Bye bye. Okay. Bye bye.